Okay. All right, we will go ahead and get started this evening, and we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And roll call.
Rob Keller.
Here.
Councilors absent. Tim Mills.
Here.
Mac Rankin.
Here.
Ryan Merlin absent. Sue Wilson. We have a quorum.
All right. Next is the good news and any board member reports.
Thank you, President Kelly. I'll wait till Ray scrolls down. One of our teachers and volunteer coaches received the Outstanding Volunteer Service Medal for coaching the Indianola girls and boys rugby team. We had a number of softball players that received all conference and all district and all state selections. They had a very successful softball season, and the girls received some very well deserved rewards in regards to that. One of our student athletes, Brent Ortland, played in the senior all-star game that took place on July 22nd at Johnston. Continuing on with softball, Coach Stacy Evans was inducted into the Iowa Girl Coaches Association Softball Coaches Hall of Fame at the All-Star Game on that same Saturday. She's been a very important part of our softball program for a number of years, so congratulations to her on that outstanding award. Last week, the annual Freshman Bash was put together by the MVP kids at the high school. The purpose of that is to help the freshmen feel more comfortable as they enter high school. They played games, learned cheers, and go into small groups, and they toured the high school, and the MVP team members answered questions. It was a big success. I don't know if we have the videos on here, but if you want to see the videos of some of the things that happened, it's on our social media Facebook page. I did have the opportunity to ask some of the students that were going to get picked up at the end of that if they enjoyed it, and they said it was absolutely a great time. So very happy that
we missed the winner of the rock, paper, scissors competition on there. It was Jovi. She was so excited. But they played it with their feet. I've never seen that before.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
Just a few more things before we move on. Obviously, fall sports season and activities with the band have started, and we're looking forward to being able to watch them, and their competition starts real soon. I think swimming has their first meet already next Tuesday, so things are coming up very quickly. Today, we had the opportunity to welcome our traditional year new staff members. It's always a pleasure for me to get to talk to them, meet them, and obviously to brag about all the good things we have going on in our outstanding district. And last but not least, District Day is this Friday. We'll start at 11:30. It's a change from in the past. District Day has moved to the PM from the AM. Our building administrator is asked to have staff in the buildings in the morning instead of having that afterwards. So District Day will start in the afternoon. We have a speaker that I'm really looking forward to hearing. What's that?
Is it you?
Oh, I'm just a small part of it. Our other speaker's way better, and I don't want to give too much away on that, but had the opportunity to visit with him, and his story is it's a pretty impressive story to say the least. So looking forward to District Day on Friday when we get everybody together. It's about the only time in the year we get everybody in the room, all 550 so of us, and so it'll be interesting to see, hear the speaker, and I'll have a small portion of just welcoming people back as well. I'll try not to bore people to death. That's it for good news. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks, Ted. Any reports from other board members?
I have a quick report. We got that grant for at-risk youth, and so 11 of our Indianola students participated in that, and they graduated last Friday, and so several of them are on the job training, Downey Tire, Hotel Palmier, one of the daycares, Downey Construction, Mini Hands Thrift, so a lot of them are still working for that, and they underwent a 7-week workshops with us that covered everything from financial literacy to Bring Your A Game, which is a work ethic development, to the C3 de-escalation training. So They were all very, very, very excited. With that, we hope to enroll 3 of them that had dropped out in the last year and getting them back into school versus just taking them into the high set route, because really back to school is the better route. So we think that was a huge success. And then our teachers from Indianola and some of the surrounding communities got together for the VR headsets that'll be coming into the schools this fall. The first semester, or the first quarter, they'll be with Skills USA with Jamie Busby, and then with Project Lead the Way and the Ag department. And a lot of you guys saw the headsets in the spring, but like next week, over 12 different careers will be added to them. So it'll include nursing, surgical technician, cell phone, tower repair, broadband technology. So a ton new careers that are going to be on those headsets. And so really our goal at the end of this is, if Jamie has an overwhelming sense of people that are interested in the nursing career or in surgical technician, you know, how can we better serve that community of students, and what do we need to have some conversations about? Or maybe they see an overwhelming amount in automotive or whatever. So hopefully it'll help guide not just us but other school districts on to what are those things that are interesting to our students, so we can better bring in some classes. Like I think we added EMT was that last year we added EMT to that? Yeah, so hopefully that'll help guide some of that. So we're excited for that, and all the teachers that got trained on those last week are really looking forward to giving the students an opportunity to use those.
I was just gonna say that, go ahead. Did you say
No,
something?
I just said thanks, Sue. I said nothing important.
All right.
It's pretty important.
I was just gonna add, there were several, we have I run track club here in Warren County, and several Indianola kids participate in it, and I just noticed it was near the end of July, they had that USATF.
AAU Junior Olympics.
Yeah, the Junior Olympics, and several of them had 2nd and 3rd place finishes, but Reagan Burrows, which I think she's in middle school, she took home gold, is that up in Oregon where they went?
Well, AAU Junior Olympics was in Des Moines.
This was the national
And then
one.
that was, it is the same thing, it's a different organization. The one in Des Moines
Okay.
is a different one than the one in Oregon.
Okay,
That's
okay.
That's United States Track and Field, this is
Okay.
AAU.
So she took home the gold for out of all kids competing across the United States. 11 to 12-year-old girls for the javelin. So that was pretty impressive, I thought. So a lot of 2nd, 3rd place, and some other finishes, but she had a gold medal finish there. So some potential coming up in the ranks there. So. All right. Anybody else? Sorry. All right. Next is any delegations, petitions, communications.
Patty?
Sure. Congratulations on the grant. I read the article in the newspaper about that, and I thought that was amazing. Gosh, what a great way to meet needs of at-risk students. My name is Patty Alexander, and I wanted to thank you for all the things that you do. And I wanted to stop by and invite you all to Inspire Our Schools event, which is going to be held on August 27th. And what that is a non-denominational prayer event before school starts. Well, actually, it's on the 27th, so it's a few days after school starts. But it's a prayer event that prays for all the people that enter our school buildings, and the staff and the administrator and the students and the teachers and everyone. And it's a pretty powerful event, and I just wanted to invite all the employees of the Indianola Community School District along with the community to the event. So if you have any questions, please contact me. And I brought a flyer for you all. So thank you.
Thanks, Patty. All right. Next is the consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion made by Mac to approve. Seconded by Donna. Any further discussion by the board? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Any presentations? No presentations, okay. Next is the 2023-2024 preschool handbook. That was a separate attachment in your guys' board packets. There were just a couple changes, I think.
Make a motion to approve the 2023-2024 preschool handbook.
Motion made by Mac to approve, seconded by Sue. Any further discussion by the board? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Okay, next is appointment of the 102 investigators.
It's just a motion, right?
Sue?
Yeah, so to appoint building principal as a level 1 investigator, superintendent Ted Inns as the alternate level 1 investigator, and the Warren County Sheriff's Office as the level 2 investigator.
Motion made by Sue,
Second.
seconded by Tim. Any further discussion by the board? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Is the level 2, is that a change from previous years, that the level 2 goes to the sheriff's department? Who did it used to be?
I guess I don't know.
It was HR first, and then it was the
Oh,
superintendent
okay.
second, and then it was the sheriff's office third. It's always been that
Okay.
same order, but first and second are now together.
Okay. Letter C, approximately, let's see, 43 million school infrastructure, sales, service, and use tax revenue bonds. So we just need to approve the resolution
For the fixing the date.
to fix the hearing, the date of the hearing.
Date, time, and place, yeah.
As September 5th, 2023 at 5:30. September 5th, not 25th.
Right, and that is the day after.
The day after
Labor
Labor
Day.
Day. So the Tuesday after Labor Day, so that involves all of us.
I will remind you.
Jonna will.
That'd be good.
So this is just gonna be that meeting, or we're gonna move our regular meeting there?
This is just a short.
This is
one.
just that short.
Timing, the timing of this has to be a certain, I mean, we have to, this is the last date we can do that, so. It should be quick. But we
All
need-
of it, are all of us good? At least we know that
I
the
am.
5 of us are
Yeah.
good on it. Good, excellent. Okay, so just a motion to,
Motion to recommend that we fix the hearing date, time, and place as September 5th, 2023 at 5:30 PM in the district boardroom.
motion made by Tim,
Second.
seconded by Donna. Any further discussion by the board? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Next is the board curriculum committee meeting report.
I know, I forgot. We talked about, where will you scroll down for me? 'Cause I have it in my head, I just don't know what order it is. We talked about the professional development plan, and I just have to totally commend Ms. Duran and her staff for really looking into trauma-informed instruction. And so the curriculum committee was able to look at a book that they are going to be trained on, basically, as what does a trauma-informed mean? And what does that mean, and how can we be a little bit more conscious of those terms as we're dealing in the classroom with instruction, with students, with each other as staff? And so they're actually going to be bringing in the authors of the book in October for a 2-day training. And I think a lot of us understand what it means, but sometimes when you do training like that, it brings a whole new light into maybe why a certain student responds the way they do, or why a staff member responds the way they do in certain situations. So she does have copies of the book if anyone is interested in looking at it. So that was really, really cool to hear about, because that does go right in there with our social emotional behavioral kind of everything with the buildings have been talking about of how to improve that stuff, so that's awesome. We looked at course book changes. I think the book selection is for later in the agenda, I think that we approved that. But we also have, our students can now get college credit for Intro to Engineering and, is it Principles of Engineering? Because we now have a teacher that has those credentials to be able to offer those again. So, all good stuff. And then just, you'll see if you look through policy today too, I mean, there's legislation that needed to be added to some of our stuff as far as what is allowed in our books, certain terminology and verbiage and stuff like that. So we just talked about that and making sure that all of our staff is just aware of the new legislation that went into play.
Any questions for anyone on curriculum? Okay, thanks, Sue. Next is the 2023 high school course handbook change, which are in the packet following.
And I think that was the one that just, it was the engineering. I think, so would they do need a motion on this, right?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, wait, no.
Yeah.
You just make a motion that
Yeah, for
we
the course,
approve the course handbooks. Changes request.
Changes requested
But
to
just
the
change your
Yeah.
high school
Right.
course
Yeah, okay.
handbook.
Is that your motion?
Yes,
Second.
as jumbled as it was, that was it.
Motion made by Sue for the changes of the 2023-2024 high school course handbook, seconded by Mac.
Can I see that red?
Yep.
On there, just a second, I wanna see that right there.
Page 63.
Okay, thanks.
All those in favor say aye. Any, yeah. Where was I?
All those who oppose.
Any opposed? Wait, I forgot did anybody have any comments? You know that thing.
Discussion, I brought those up.
Okay.
I just needed a second.
Any opposed? No, okay. They carried. Next is the American Literature novel selection. Page 67, I think. And that's a board approval request as well.
Yeah,
For
if
the
you
Dear
guys
Martin
scroll in your
writers.
packet, you'll find the evaluations of the people that read the books, and the curriculum committee were fine with
Yeah.
that.
You guys
And
went through
since
all
our-
those in the curriculum committee?
We read through all that in the curriculum committee.
There's a lot of good comments and feedback in the report.
Yeah, so I guess the motion is.
And just so you know too, since our meeting, because we had teachers that were still on break, I did get confirmation from one of the teachers that it does meet our applicable laws for the language it needs to meet. So we didn't want to get it delayed for
That's what I
another
just-
month due to timing of the meetings, if so.
Just make a motion to recommend Dear Martin by Nick Stone be approved.
Motion made by Tim,
Second.
seconded by Donna. Any further discussion by the board? That's what I was missing. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Board IT report is next.
Wish Ryan was here.
Oh, you want my notes?
I got them right here. So we met with Ray and went through a lot of very interesting IT-related security stuff. To kind of, I guess, give you a brief summary, Ray and his team are working very hard on making sure that the district and our students and staff are safe and that we don't have any vulnerabilities, I guess, is probably the easiest way to say it. It was discussed in the committee meeting that we have a closed session with the full board to move through some of this and discuss maybe some additional steps that we could take to mitigate any future issues. But keeping some of that stuff pretty confidential and off of the internet. So
We can do that on the 5th to get it over. Right after that, or is that,
Right, can we do it on the 5th?
so we don't have to,
I can check and see. We can.
since it's just gonna be a quick,
And-
or how long do you anticipate, right?
Probably an hour. I mean, because there's a lot to dig into, there really is. One of the things I would like to have the cybersecurity partner that we've been working with kind of attend the meeting.
Okay.
I kind of thought about the morning meeting, I don't know if that works for you guys, but it was just, that was kind of a thought where we could do something else too. There were some days they threw out, like September 19th, 20th, 21st. They could be here those mornings.
Do you really think we can get through that in an hour?
It's a good goal.
I think
I mean, it's a good, but and maybe it's just me, but when the three of us were talking, we asked several questions and it was over
I think it's really important that we get through everything.
an hour.
If we scheduled 2, I think I'd feel a lot better.
I just didn't want it to attach to like a normal meeting and then it gets really late.
No, I like the 5th. I was just worried if you go in the morning, like,
Oh, because what?
we'd have to go 7 a.m. to 9, and I don't know if that, like Ryan, he won't be able
Yeah.
to
We
do
could-
that.
I'm sure we could do evening if that works better for everybody's schedule, I just know.
I just know you
After
spent a
couple-
lot of
after a couple
time.
hours, you know, your eyes might start to glaze over a little bit, but there is a lot of information we do need to talk about and really set the direction of where we need to go as a district and get our cybersecurity posture where it should be.
If you're able to do it the 5th, I don't oppose it, because if we're already
already
meeting,
coming,
we're already
yeah.
coming.
I agree.
Let me check with our cybersecurity partners, see if they can
Yeah.
get the 5th work.
Yeah.
And I'll let everybody know.
Cool. Any questions for anyone on IT? Next is the monthly financial reports.
Most exciting part of the month.
That's right.
So, if you look at the balance sheet, you see, if you look at comparing to last year, that we continue to do pretty well in the general fund, and we will continue to do that. Some of the things that we look at, towards the end of the year is, especially knowing what our high school project will be, is there, we try to not move, but look at some of the expenses that are in debt PEPAL and save, and if they're general fundable, if they can be used in the general fund, we could shift those there to allow for more funds, cash. What we've talked about in our finance committees through the years is that we will need cash to offset some of the expenses that we know will be coming in. So we have a healthy balance in both PEPAL and SAVE, the 4.5 and the 3.6. That more than covers our building back here. So I think that we're in good financial straits there. But going forward, I think we just need to continue to try to push. If we can put things to the general fund, we will. But I don't think we will at the detriment of the general fund. So
This is after we've already paid the 1.8 million
to them already, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, no, that would have been in June. So this is still May. So remember, June is really a long month. It goes till September 15th. So you'll get it next month. So
it's $2 million less than what it is.
it would be, yeah. But still, we're right at what we think the whole cost will be right now, and we have all this going forward. So I think financially in those two funds we're good. Well, in most of the funds, if you'll look, you'll see we're pretty good. Our self-insurance fund continues to grow, which is a wonderful help for our employees and the district. So, and then you go to the budget, and you see that we're at about 72% for the year, and in May that's about just under 92%. So we're still sitting pretty good. Again, we do pay July and August, expense those out of June, so that is a larger amount. Still, we're in fine shape. And then the cash, you can see that we are higher than we've ever been, so, and it's quite a bit higher. Part of that is that You know, we've received some federal funds for the connectivity grant. We've got more coming in the next month. So yeah, things are peachy, so.
Just need a motion to approve the monthly financials.
So,
Motion made by Donna, seconded by Mac. Any further discussion by the board? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Next is the board policy committee report with Mac.
We went through a substantial amount of new updated policies, nothing controversial. All of the recommendations came from IASB. There was very few minor wordsmithings that Brian and I, along with Ted and Jonna, did. Most of this stuff is all related to updated legislation that went into effect in July. So I'm happy to go through anything with you if there's any questions that you had specifically, but no concerns from us on.
So a question, since they are from the legislature that started July 1st, we have it down as a motion, as a first reading, and then we have a second reading in September. Do you think that we should waive the first and approve, or are people comfortable with that?
Well, I did talk to Katie Williams, who is our middle school nurse, about, I just always like them to put their eyes on any time we're looking at nurse stuff. And she said her only feedback was the parent authorization and release of medication or special health services to students. She just said in our policy it says, or an electronic signature is acceptable. And she says that's not really even an option for us, but if there's a way we can move to that, she said that would be nice, but she's like, it can stay in. It doesn't hurt it. It was just like, it would be nice to move to electronic signature, but they don't really have an option for that at all.
No, but a parent like me at work, I can electronically sign the document and send it, so this affords me that opportunity by the way it reads.
Sure.
Even
Yeah.
if it can't be done here.
Are our sheets signed up like that, where you can scan it and send it back like that?
You can convert it to a PDF and you can, I
Okay.
can sign.
I don't think she even knew that, because that was her feedback from the nurse perspective
Yeah.
of it.
No, that's more convenient, actually. Do
I'm
we
okay
use?
with, oh, go ahead.
do we
No,
use
she was
dot
okay
loop?
with it, she just said nobody does.
Do we use dot loop for any of that kind of stuff?
I'm okay with waiving it since it's all.
Oh, she's not saying to change it at all.
IASB.
She was just saying,
Oh, no,
oh,
I'm
you're saying going back to
second,
her comment. Yeah.
I'd make a motion to approve the recommendation of the policy committee, first reading and waive second.
Waive the first, approve the second.
However you want to word it.
Yeah.
Waive the first, yeah, okay.
Waive the first. Okay.
Sounds like
Sounds
a
good.
cheer.
Does. Okay, motion made by Mac, seconded by Donna. Any further discussion by the board on that? Okay.
I actually have one other question,
Oh, go
and
ahead.
maybe, Ted, you might know this. On that EpiPen, with the EpiPen that they talk about in there with like, are our nurses just calling up and getting the EpiPens, or they have to go through the student and then see if the doctor's got something on file and then giving the EpiPen?
So we talked about this, it was in policy, then it was out in policy, and now it's back in policy again. So we're gonna have to figure out what that looks like, if they're gonna reach out to families. We did remove one of the policies in regards to EpiPen and the respiratory inhaler? Because again, we know that there's not a generic one that one size fits all. So I was gonna have a meeting with Katie about that one. What does it look like, and how do we need to make sure that that policy fits our needs as well? Because again, if there's a EpiPen or whatever, I mean, obviously, we're gonna wanna make sure that we have what's right for the student or whoever the adult is. So that'll be a conversation that we'll have, what that looks like and where that comes from. I'll leave that up to the professionals, they'll know if they need to get a hold of the families or the
Right,
students or
right,
whatever's best.
okay.
I'm assuming at the elementary school it'd be the families, but maybe at the middle school and high school it could be the student.
Right, right. Perfect.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Next is the board calendar.
Ray, do we need to meet again next Tuesday, or are we good?
have something specific you know?
Pretty accurate on 30 minutes right now.
And then, are you gonna be ready, Ted, for policy again next Thursday, or?
Yep. Steph said she would have some ready for us.
Okay, scroll down, right?
We've got HR Thursday, right?
Did you see the red on there that we had to change with the board election? They can't, they will do the canvass the afternoon of the 14th, which would be our normal board meeting. And they said, I suggest you change it to the 21st, so.
Okay, can we go the next week? That's the week of Thanksgiving. Like
It's the
Tuesday of Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I know. But we need to get new people in and
So we can't just move it to that following Tuesday,
like the
or whatever that is.
December, that'd be December.
28th.
The 28th. I mean, that's fine, I just already know I will not be here.
Yeah, you, okay. Well, I can see about that.
We can push it back another week, that'd be great.
I need to, because I sent it in, talking with her to the 21st, so I'll see what I can do. Okay, thank you.
Play out. I got a week and see how it plays out. But I would be willing to try and see if it works.
Okay.
I took him out of the fight
Did
for a
it?
second.
We're good.
We're good.
No, because we don't have school that Wednesday, right?
Right.
Yeah, so.
So I'm going to try and get it changed to the 28th. Is that okay with the 5 of you? Which is Tuesday after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that'd be better. Be normal schedules again for most families, I bet.
Okay.
And I suppose worst case scenario, if we need to have a meeting on the 14th, we can. And then just do a quick meeting on the 28th.
Well, they want you to, well, we could. Could. Because we'd have outgoing and incoming, well,
I just think that's.
typically, I think we need to wait, so since we have, it's after the election, it's kind of in that,
Weird time.
yeah. So I think that we need to get them in, whoever the new people are, to be able to then close out the old, bring in the new, and move forward after the election. If you do something after the election, but before they're canvassed, that may.
We won't have any new people.
Maybe.
And looking at the calendar,
When's the
Speak for yourself over there, hotshot.
I think Jonathan said we talked about it takes about a week in which to get everything done. Just so everybody's aware that 28th, and I don't know if it'll impact or who it impacts, or if it impacts anybody, there's a middle school concert that evening, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade.
Well, it could be this early again. Okay.
I'm sorry, 7th and 8th grade, 6:30 and 8 o'clock.
6:30 and 8 o'clock. Okay.
So we could do it earlier, you're saying?
I just,
Then the week of
and we
the
can keep it
20th.
on the 21st. I'm just thinking if we do get new people in and they don't have school Wednesday, and like us, we don't have any family here, so we always travel for Thanksgiving, we'll leave Tuesday. So
Yeah.
if other people have no,
We'd still be doing it.
No
If
commitment
they want to
to
keep it on the
be
20th, I don't have
Wednesday.
a problem with that, if we just want to move it
will the
up
new
to
people
make sure that
stay?
we
I
meet
don't
on
know. I have no idea.
Could you do it, on the 28th?
the 28th, just move it up.
What's that?
If you moved it up till 5 o'clock on the 28th, so people could make those concerts, and if they had, anybody had.
Does that work? Tim, I know that's something that's hard for you.
Yeah, I just told Rob, but due to some changes that I haven't.
That'll work. Okay.
Any other, see finance next week? Is
Ray, can you scroll back up to the board?
September, so. John or Ray, you guys will let us know about the 5th.
Motion to adjourn the meeting?
Oh, I've been ready for a while now, it's all your guys' fault. Motion made by Mac to adjourn. Second by Donna, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Alright, we're adjourned.
How are you?
Sorry. Just 5 extra minutes.
Good job, everybody.